What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. I ain't seen y'all in a couple of days. I'm in Virginia. Thank God, man. I finally got out of Georgia. Y'all, I ain't even lying. I was stuck in Georgia for 67 hours. I mean, that is ridiculous. You know, every time I go to Georgia, I get stuck there because there's no freight coming out of there. You know, I said something to my boss today. I'm like, I don't appreciate that, man. Like, every time you guys send me here, I end up sitting here forever. You know, and on the company end, they think, oh, well, we're going to pay you for it, but that doesn't make it right, you know? Because if I had gotten picked up another load, like right after I dropped that, I would have been making a whole lot more money. You know, I would have been getting my regular pay, you know, not getting paid minimum wage to sit there, you know? But that leads me to the topic of this video. When is it okay to turn down a load? For you guys starting out or haven't even started driving, or you just started driving, there's going to come a time when you really, really don't want to do a load. And you better think real hard before you tell your boss no. Because, for one, you don't want to miss out on potential money. You don't want to make an ass out of yourself, or you don't want to look like a flake, you know? Like you Gen Z guys, like you cry about everything, you know? You don't want to be that guy. You know, you want to have a very legitimate reason why you're turning down a load. When I was with my mentor, when I was with Pam, I watched him turn down a load one time in 2 weeks. And he had a pretty good reason for it, but I could tell that he was the guy that stood his ground. And if you're going to be doing this job, once you make a decision like that, you guys stand by it. Because if you don't, you know, they're never going to take you seriously. You know, they're like, oh, whatever, I'll get over on it. I'll you know, he'll do it. I'll make sure he does it. You know, you got to have your own constitution when it comes to doing this job, because at the end of the day, you're out here doing this by yourself. You know, everything you do or don't do is going to affect you. You know, when I was with Biscuit, and still now, I have a constitution. There's things I just won't do. You know, and I'm thinking very, very hard about saying next time they try to send me to Georgia, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think I'm going to do it. You know, because I don't want to sit for that long. You know, if they hadn't even sent me to Georgia the other day, I have already been sitting for like 5 or 6 days out of my whole damn tour. You know, that's ridiculous. And those are all days I'm not getting paid for because they're under 34 hours. So if I make you sit for 26 hours at a truck stop waiting for a load, they don't have to pay you because it's under 34 hours. Well, that adds up to like a whole fucking week that I'm sitting around. I'm not at home. You know, I'm just sitting here in a freaking truck stop spending my money to feed myself. You know, so I'm not making any money. I'm spending my money, you know. And trust me, y'all, food out here is not cheap. It's not cheap. I'm making, you know, cheap meals in my truck. Like I just started because I'm a big Mexican food guy. I have a craving for it, man. But I try not to eat it, like buy it in restaurants and stuff too much, because that shit is loaded with salt, man. That shit'll make you so fat, you know. So I try to make it myself, but it's like it's not the greatest, but it cures the craving, you know. I'll just get some microwave rice and some black beans to throw it together, a little bit of sauce, you know, and that you know, that cures my craving for it. I'm like, you can laugh all you want, but there's foods out there, and you know what I'm talking about, that you just can't live without, you know, whether it's sushi or whatever. But yeah, when you're out here doing this job, you can't pick all the loads that you're gonna get. Let me tell you this. This is so true. When you talk to your driver managers, and like, let's say you've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months, right? So you've been around the country a few times, you've been to places you like, you've been to places you hate, and now you're like, oh, can you get me a run going here? Because that place is awesome. You know, if you happen to get that run, it's not because they wanted to give it to you, I promise. It's because just sheer luck that run happened to fall out of the sky and they gave it to you. It's not because they like you. You know, it's just luck. So, and if you're like, well, I really don't want to go over there, you know, because you're not sending me there, guess what? You're going there. And it's not because they hate you. It's because that's the run that they have. You know, you don't get to pick your runs. You know, it's like in the military, the soldiers don't get to pick where they go fight. You know, they follow orders and that's where they go. You know, so you better remember that before you come out here. Like, trust me, I've been to plenty of places I didn't want to go. I remember when I had to go up to Detroit, 8 Mile. I literally drove across 8 Mile. And that place was not fun to go to. Jersey, New York, so many places I've had to go to. I did not want to go there. But at the end of the day, you can't turn down every load just because you don't want to. So that's what I'm really trying to say is if you turn down a load, you better have a very good reason for it. Like, I really don't feel safe going there because I've been there before and I was afraid for my life, especially for you females. Like, you're a little 90-pound female and you went somewhere that really gave you the jitters. You could be like, hey, I really don't feel safe going there. Could you give that to a male driver? You know, they would probably ride with you on that. That's a very legitimate gripe, you know. And if I'm a driver manager, I'd be like, hey, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna find Big Joe or something, and I'm gonna send him. You know, he'll go anywhere I send him. He don't care. You know. But for you guys, you know, you really don't want to do that. You don't want to look like a flake. But you know. Like, I remember I used to deliver pizzas. I did that for a while. And there was a guy, this was in the Myrtle Beach area. In Myrtle Beach, there's nice spots in Myrtle Beach, and then there's straight up ghetto, you know? And there was one guy that was scared to go deliver a pizza to somebody. So they said, oh, go send Squirrel, he'll go. And I'm like, I'm glad you guys even asked me. I mean, I would have gone anyway, but, you know, it's just the way you guys threw me into the situation like that, you know? But anyway, yeah, just mind your P's and Q's, pick your battles very wisely, is what I'm saying. Because if you pick the right battles and you choose your gripes wisely, you'll get a lot of respect from your driver managers. But if you choose not to go to this one or that one, just have a really good reason, you know? Not just because, oh, I don't like going there. Nobody wants to hear that shit, dude. This is your job. You know, nobody wants to hear that. And they're going to get really upset, and it's not going to end well for you if you do that 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You know, you might end up getting a counsel, and at the end of the day, you might end up getting fired for refusing to do your job. You know. Now, I don't know that Bar None has forced dispatch because I've never tried to argue a job with them yet, and I probably won't. Until maybe comes time to go back to Georgia. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it because, like I said, I don't like to be that guy. I don't like to be the whiner. I don't like that guy. I don't want to work with him. I don't want nothing to do with him, you know? So, like I said, I pick my battles very, very wisely. So, having said that, please comment. If you have a story of a place you went to and you hated, I want to hear about it, you know? Or if you work with somebody that used to do that all the time, maybe you had a team driver and the guy was a total pussy, I want to hear about it, you know? Like, I want to hear all y'all's stories, man, because y'all give me the best ideas to make new videos. So, anyway, please like. I want to see those thumbs, you know? Share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.